How's it going, everybody? Mike back at you with another edition of 5-Minute Gaming. And this is a very special show. Now, I usually don't like to get very technical, but this show is a big deal to me because this is my very first show in 4K. 4,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels resolution, roughly 3840 by 2160 if you want to be exact. I've realized I've got the equipment to do this, and I am going to go for 4K recording because that should make my YouTube show even cooler for you. If you have a 4K TV or computer monitor, you can see all the glorious detail of my gameplay. And if you don't, that's okay. It'll look good anyway. So with that, we have a special show, and today's show is all about cats. Do you like cats? Do you like dogs? Are your cats good or are they bad? Well, this is about a pinball machine called Bad Cats. And I thought this would be a really cool one to do for my very first 4K show for another surprise reason that you're going to see in just a sec. Before we get into that, I do have the flyer for the game, Pinball Perfection. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit there. I think it is really cool to see this cat with the fish bowl on the pinball machine itself. And here is the flyer for the game. Just going to read a little bit of that and pay attention to all the great artwork. This had a great artist, Python and Jello, who also did Cyclone and many other Williams games. He was a really amazing artist. He's sadly no longer with us. He spoke at our pinball show. I got to meet him. He even offered me a shot of whiskey that he was drinking out of his whiskey bottle. He was a really unique guy, and I'm glad I got the chance to meet him while he was still walking this earth. Only Bad Cats brings to life some classic ingredients of the 60s, such as backglass animation with the flair of the 90s for a state-of-the-art pinball attraction that could only come from the wizards at Williams. Bad Cats breaks new ground with the introduction of an industry first, a totally new linear target to challenge today's players and maximize your pinball earnings. The harder the linear target is hit, the greater the fishbone us value, which can build to an amazing 5 million points. I've seen this type of a target in many pinball games after. I did not know that this was the very first game to have that target. That is a very interesting tidbit of information. Sensational scoring is a built-in attraction. The cats are on the prowl with an easy access center ramp that can reward an extra ball and increase scoring values. So I'm going to skip that and go right down to the bottom because my son Kyle, we have this term, we call it Kyleisms. Kyle likes word puns. And this is a great word pun. Kyle, it is raining cats and dogs, and raining is not spelled like you think. When players enter Ralphie's doghouse, Bad Cats kicks into high gear with a spinning seafood table mystery wheel that can net a feast of values, including extra balls, special 100,000 points, or even a chance for an instant jackpot. I think that's pretty cool. So now here's the real surprise. I have been a part of a family of cats for a long time in my home. My wife, Cynthia, is a cat lover and has been her whole life. I have had plenty of cats in my life. If we go back to my childhood, we had Tuffy and Tawny. When I met Cynthia, she had Gus and Woody. And since Cynthia and I got married, we picked our own cat, which is Lucy. And there's a picture of Lucy. Lucy is very old, about 19 years old, and she's hanging on, and this is her favorite spot to spend the day, at the top of the stairs. She likes to be at the top of the stairs and look around and watch the world as it goes by in our home. If she's not at the top of the stairs, she's usually on her way to the food bowl. If there's food in it, she eats. If there's not food, she gives Cynthia the food eyes, and she likes to eat a lot. Something in old age, I guess, that Lucy has decided is a part of her life. Lucy also has a world around her that she would probably rather not have because cats generally are territorial. They don't like to share, but we have two other cats in our home, and this is Jukes. And Jukes likes to visit Lucy, and Lucy says, "Hello, Jukes," with a big and Jukes looks at her and goes, "Whatever," and walks by. That's pretty much daily cat activity at our house. Now, this picture of Jukes, you might be wondering, what's all this stuff on the window? Well, that's because I'm taking it through the window. Jukes likes to go outside. And every day, Jukes meows and meows and meows to go out. And then the minute he's out, he looks around, and usually he wants to come right back in. So we're pretty much used to that image, which is Jukes outside going, meow, 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 because he wants to come back in. So if we let him back in, he looks around, and then he wants to go back out. This can go on 10 times throughout the morning. So that is a very daily image of Jukes, wanting out and then wanting in. Jukes has a sister named Whitney, and that's Whitney. Whitney's a little more kind of cool. Whitney likes to spend her day in little special spots she finds around the house to sleep and kind of hide. She's a little skittish, but she's definitely getting a little calmer, a little easier, doesn't run quite as much all the time from everyone. And she's a very, very nice, loving cat, loves to be beside you and is happy to be petted. And that's just another nice picture of Whitney there, just enjoying her day at the house. So that is our family of cats, and I thought it would be fun to share that with you before I play the main attraction, and that is the game Bad Cats. Now, are your cats good or bad? Well, I think a lot of cats are bad, and that's why they came up with this video game. And I will even say Jukes, he loves to get up on that kitchen counter and Cynthia go, Jukes, off! And he just looks at her and goes, until she takes a step towards him, and then he's off quick. They're smart, and they can be bad. Shall we play some Bad Cats and see what I can do? How bad can I be? First, I gotta put in my quarter, and I have to put in 2 quarters on this game. 50 cents a game was starting to happen in the 90s. Bad Cats. That sound right there is meant to be kind of like the purr of a cat. And there's the very target they were talking about on the flyer. If you look at the back glass, there's a woman whacking the bad cat. We don't do that at our house, though. We do not whack our cats.
Nice toy.
One thing about this game too is that it's not a big game for collectors, and what I've learned is that the big strike against this game for people who want to have this in their homes is that it doesn't have multi-ball. It's a single ball game, and it's always widely felt that that was one of the reasons this game couldn't have been better. Why it didn't have multi-ball, I don't know, because most games did. They at least had a 2-ball multi-ball, but this one didn't. I also know that cat lovers love having this game.
What's all the racket?
What's all the racket? One neat thing about this game is it did have the spinner in the center, like you see that working to give me a special prize at the end. And oh, I got an extra ball. I get to keep going one more time.
You won, Bad Cat.
You won, Bad Cat. Cats play with the number like it's a ball of yarn to see if I matched for a free game. If you like Bad Cats, game from the 90s, David Thiel is a pinball and music sound designer, and we did a show on Time Machine. I'm going to put a link to that right up there. Let's go check out Time Machine together, and we'll talk to David about what makes this game so awesome.